I'm going to go over specifically how to identify your ideal client and drive them to want to work with you. I know you're phenomenal at what you do, and the truth is that it's no longer time for you to play small. It's time for you to raise the bar and drive these people into your world so you can change their lives, because that's what this is all about. I want to touch upon what I talked about with Carrie. Now, Carrie, again, she made $16,500 in less than a week because she was crystal clear about her target market. And this is what I want to drive home to you because it is so, so crucial. So today I want to go into that. Let's talk about Carrie for a second and how she did that. So let's go into the specifics of what Carrie did. Now, the first key, number one, is that she identified who she wanted to work with. Now, I want you to think about your ideal business, ideal life. My husband and I love to say ideal business, ideal life. This is not about you growing an okay business. This is not about you having a mediocre business or a mediocre life. I want you to think of your ideal life. Who are the people that you would love to work with? I'm fortunate enough to be able to work with people that I absolutely love. I seriously love them. We love each other. They're my femmes in my femme mentorship. And they're the type of people I love to work with because they are such go-getters. They're such implementers. They care so much about helping people, and they really stand for something. To me, they stand for make more money and make a bigger impact. Make more money, help more people, just like my book suggests. So I know if you're attracted to my world and you're attracted to this video, you're probably very, very similar. So you get to choose. First thing is you get to choose who you want to work with. You don't want to work with people who aren't committed. You don't want to work with people who aren't dedicated. You want to work with people who are committed to getting the results. So now's your chance to identify who those people are. So first, think about who the type of person that you want to work with is. You want to decide, is this a man or a woman? Old or young? You know, what are the specific attributes that this person has so that you know how to identify them, and most importantly, you know how to identify their problems. So how do you come up with this? Yes, you want to think about who you like to work with, but an easy way to do it is to duplicate the people that you've already worked with, that you absolutely love, and try to see like what they have in common. So if you were to think of the top 3 people or the top 10 people, then are they typically women? Are they typically men? If you're a financial advisor, are they retired or are they retiring in accumulation? What's their age? So you do want to get into the demographic, but you're going to take it one step further. So let me touch upon what Jen and Eric did. So they were very clear about their ideal demographic. In fact, they were the ones that helped me make this distinction between target market and ideal demographic. So when I asked them, who's your ideal client? Who's your target market? They said, and they're financial advisors, they work as a team, husband and wife, and they said, you know, we work with couples who are retiring or they're nearing retirement, and you know, they're concerned about having enough money. So they had definitely like a good idea of who these people are and what their problems are, but they were talking about couples. Now, the problem with couples is that they don't have the same problems. They don't identify with the same type of copy. They don't respond in the same way. So you need to get clear on that one person. Now, let me give you an example. I'm going to bring this up here. They had an event called Paint Your Picture Perfect Retirement. And just to give you a look as to what it looked like, they sent out postcards and spent $5,000. And they knew that ideal demographic. They knew who this person was. They had made this much money. They had this high net worth. They lived in this zip code. They were couples. They were married. So they had a great idea of this demographic. Now, the problem was they weren't marketing their message appropriately, and because they were talking to 2 people instead of 1, they couldn't be specific enough. So let me give you an example. This says, join us for an interactive painting class paired with a brief presentation of key strategies that may help you reduce portfolio risk, increase average rates of return, create a secure, sustainable income stream for your picture-perfect retirement. It's not bad. But the problem is that appeals to men, women, old, young, retired, accumulating, all different demographics. And because you're talking to more than one person, because it's a blanketed message, this is the key here, because it's a blanketed message, not a key specific message targeting the problem and suggesting the specific solution that you have for that exact one person, it did not work. $5,000 down the drain. They had 0 people sign up for this event. Now, then we talked about this. We got clear. Is it the man or the woman? It's a man. Okay, what are his real problems? And they knew. They got deep, deep, deep. And now if you don't know if it's a man or woman, you're just gonna have to pick. Who do you want to work with? Mostly men or mostly women? Just pick. What I'm gonna teach you is really you're gonna have the first line that says, typically I work with. That way you don't have to totally, pigeonhole yourself, which I know you're concerned about, but that means there's an option for other people, even if they're not a man or not a woman, to work with you. So there is a little out there, but stay with me here. Okay, so let's check out the difference. Now, once we identified who this target market was, who this specific person is, it's a man and he's in retirement, and now look at this. Wouldn't it be great if planning the perfect retirement was that easy? Retirement choices are sacred. Do you have the knowledge to make them without stress or uncertainty? Are you at all concerned about making mistakes in retirement you don't have the time to recover from? Not planning to take care of your spouse when you're no longer there? Not being financially secure all the way through retirement, losing the freedom to live life your way in retirement, becoming a burden to family and friends later in life. You get it, right? We're talking specific problems to a specific person. This was not as good of a graphic. It didn't look as cool because we didn't have time to make it all pretty. But that copy got them 26 people at that event. And these are qualified people who are their exact target market. So this is what I want for you. So number one, you've got to choose. Just trust me. It's easier if you think of a niche and then you go deeper into that niche to be more specific, and then your marketing will work even better. I talk about this in one of my webinars, and I was able to 10 times my profit when I did this on Facebook ads, and then later I was able to get to almost $100,000 net profit. So it went from like $3,500 to $35,000 to $90,000 profit. So it makes a difference when you go micro niche and very, very clear on their problems and how you solve them. Second part is to dig deep into the problems. Now, if you don't know your target market yet, then you got to go ask. You got to interview them. You have to actually, go and survey them. You can do the FCC sales system, which is something I teach in another training, which allows you to go deep into their frustrations, concerns, and challenges and find out what those problems are and figure out how you're going to solve them. And that's what you put in your marketing to market your message to that specific target.